We're live. Start the timer.
Woo, 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 woo. Gucci down to the socks like a Biggie Papa. Baby, keep your girl head in my time boxes.
All right. 3, 2, 1, and go.
Live.
Black Man Can't Jump podcast, music, culture, just us monetizing politics. I'm Nick. This is Tez. Follow us at Flat Kid Nick and my main man at Faux Reels. Let's get into it. How you been, my guy?
It's been a long time coming, man.
Man.
Like, I'm happy that we're back doing what we do oh so well. You feel me? Talking about basketball, music,
Facts.
culture, bro. Shit that matters.
First and foremost,
Go ahead. Hey.
I'm gonna start it on a good note.
Yeah.
Las Vegas has 2 professional titles. Shout out to Las Vegas Aces. And now the Golden Knights. I'm not a big hockey guy, but I'm Las Vegas for real. So I'm happy that we got one.
Did you attend the parade or?
I mean, I was there for work purposes, but you know, I like to get to the money and enjoy the festivities. So that was dope.
Okay.
But now that we have 2 professional championships, I feel like there's nothing to it but to do it in terms of giving Vegas the expansion team. So let's make that happen.
NBA?
Of course.
MLB?
You know what? If the A's deal can actually go through, because y'all pump faking that shit, bring them. But like, you know what I want to see if we acquire teams from different cities.
Which is?
I don't want the stigmatism of their suck
fans.
ass old shit.
You
Like,
feel
I
me?
want them, like, when they give us teams, I want change everything. Like with the Raiders, like when we got the Raiders, I get why they kept the Raider name, because they have such a delusional fan base, but they're like diehards, so I get it. And they travel, like all the Oakland fans still
Overemphasize
come.
on the diehard part.
Yeah,
too, you feel me?
but like, I feel like, man, there can be no progress keeping all the stank of your L's
from previous
Yeah.
organizations and stuff.
Mark Davis needed to just go ahead and just make that executive deal. Like, hey, we're not the Raiders anymore. If they could do it for
For the Aces, the Stars to the Aces.
I was just gonna say, like, if they could do it for the Redskins.
But that seemed kind of more like the times that we live in types. Like, bro, nobody cared that they was the Washington Redskins when it was 93. You feel me?
Right.
20 years later, I think the term Redskins can be quite offensive, so let's call them the Commanders. Like that don't sound. You see what I'm saying? The Washington Commanders, like
Right.
that don't sound a little bit extra. Washington Commanders.
Yeah,
You might as well call them the slave masters at that point. But we'll
big facts. Big facts.
I'll just stop right there.
Big facts.
I'll just stop.
Back to basketball. Denver is the NBA champs. I know a lot of people didn't want to see Denver get it. I'm in a space, I need everybody to know my team is San Antonio, but Joker is my favorite player. So, like, to see Joker get one, I think is dope. What do you...
Let me ask you this. Do you feel as if Jokic put a little bit more in the tank when he didn't get the MVP? Knowing that I don't know. I don't want to say that he probably deserved it this year, because it's tough to give somebody 3 MVPs. You feel me? But I feel like because he didn't get it, he was like, all right, I'm finna go extra hard now because I want this chip.
I feel like, I don't know if anybody's ever seen a Jokic interview. He's the most nonchalant, humble person in the NBA. So, like, I feel like there's some honesty when he's like, I'm all about the team. But I feel like when he's solo looking at himself in the mirror, he felt some type of way. And I feel like,
Yeah, I get you.
I told everybody, I was like, because seeing as he's my favorite player, I feel like he deserved all 3 MVPs. But I feel like he told himself, what's better than a regular MVP, a finals MVP, and that was like more fuel to the fire.
Facts.
But I'm really glad that, because I heard a lot of people say that this was the boringest finals.
That's gonna be said because of what they wanted it to be.
Yeah,
but on the flip side, what they thought it was gonna be.
I'm gonna say this because I hear so many conspiracies about like why people win, why people don't win. Right. It's all part of the script. It's this, it's that. So like, I don't live my life on people being able to control everything that's going on. Not to say that there's not some form or fashion that they do control it with the calls that they call or something. But I will right. But I will say this: at the end of the day, whoever works harder is gonna get that. Like, and that's in anything in life. So like, whatever is said, LeBron should have got it. Giannis should have got it. It was boring. Who wanted it more? And I feel like Denver wanted it more, and we can't. However you feel about that on the spectrum, you have to acknowledge that that's what they did to get the job done. Now, am I sorry that Carmelo couldn't be a part of that and that they had to send him off into the moonlight? And they did it so disrespectful. They did it like, they're like, hey.
Don't you find it ironic that he chooses to retire, they win the chip?
Yeah, they were assholes for that. They were like, hey, let's announce that Carmelo's retiring.
He did it on his own. It was funny because
he deserves so much more.
But no, it was funny because they was interviewing LeBron after some game, and he was like, it was the same day, and he was like, yeah, like I shot the video, y'all just didn't know. I shot that weeks ago. He's like, y'all just now finding out. So it was like, yeah, that's how, like, your boy, crazy. Let me pull up on you. Let's shoot your retirement video.
That's crazy.
We gonna release it. It was the 16th.
I'm gonna say this about Carmelo. I feel like Carmelo, like, the NBA blackballs a lot of players that still have so much in the tank, that it's absurd. Like, there's so many teams that Carmelo could have played for, and it could have changed their fate on how far they went in the finals, the playoffs, the regular season, and that's insane. Like,
what does our P stand for?
Politics, man. It's nuts.
It is.
I don't know who he pissed off.
Oh, I know.
I don't know who.
He pissed off the league because he's a real nigga.
That's nuts though. The 9th all-time scorer can't find a team.
Yeah.
Y'all could have Carmelo catch and shoot in a Kyle Korver role, and he would have pushed y'all further, especially the Suns. The Suns, y'all hyped us up so much about KD.
Melo, don't even. That's my guy. Don't listen when you talking about the Suns, bro. You wouldn't have fit in with the Suns, bro.
I'm just saying.
You was on the best team you could have been on.
I'm just saying.
We just got piss poor management at times. What's up, Pelinka?
We gonna talk about the Lakers soon, but
my dog.
What I'm saying is that there's so many teams that you could, whatever y'all needed him for,
he could fill a role.
He could. Y'all could have got the quick 12 out of him for no reason.
Jared Dudley, Jared Dudley or Carmelo Anthony.
Bruh.
I rest my case. And Jared Dudley's a good hooper. Like, don't get it twisted, but Carmelo Anthony all day.
I feel like
number 15.
Am I sad that he's not going to get his jersey retired in Denver? I am. But when I think about it,
first of all,
yeah,
you gave his number to another cat, but now it's like it's kind of mute because he won them the chip. So it's like now you're kind of like erased from history type shit. Like,
no. You know what?
You remember who you are?
No. Like, you know what I was thinking? He won't get his jersey retired in Denver because
you already know what's going down.
But
New York's going down.
There you go.
New York is going
down. There you go. New York can definitely
hey,
put his jersey in the rafters.
Can I make a confession?
Yeah.
Hey, I had them was it the M7s or the M8s? When he hit that three against Chicago, when Luau Deng or whoever was guarding him, bro, I used to go crazy in them shoes all the time.
Carmelo, man, I got so many Carmelo stories. Man.
We'll have to say that for another episode. Like, out of respect, like 10 minutes for the guy.
So
Nuggets, Aces, A's, Knights.
Right. So now that Joker has won a Finals MVP and the first championship in 47 years for the Denver Nuggets, do we give him his flowers? Do we acknowledge that he's the best center in the league?
No.
Tell me more.
I feel like
who's the best center in the league?
No, I just feel like this is one of those odd years where like somebody has to win.
Yeah.
And like Denver won. Like it reminds me of the 04 Pistons. Like nobody really thought that they was going, you know what I'm saying, compete, but they won and they dominated. They beat the Lakers.
Not to toot my own horn or anything, but
hurry up, cause I got more Detroit in my notes. Detroit won.
I cashed out on Denver winning it all. I actually put in a ticket
before the
beginning of January, before the All-Star break, that I said Denver was going to win it all.
Well, I mean, I can understand at that point they was top number one in the West.
It was still a little shaky. The Bucks were top tier.
Sure, you just said
Celtics.
The Bucks. You said the Bucks. You said two teams on the East. I'm talking about the West. What did y'all say? I ain't worried about the West. we good in the West.
I thought that was.
We gonna holler at you. We gonna talk about y'all too. We gonna not talk about y'all. We wanna monetize a conversation about y'all because it needs to be stated. You know what I mean?
So, where does Joker fit in now that he's won a championship and now has 2 MVPs and 1 Finals MVP? Where does he fit in the conversation?
I'm gonna double back on what I stated earlier. It reminds me like these odd years where somebody has to win and somebody wins it. That was it 2011 when Dirk went crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like now it's crazy. We rock with Dirk though. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying I don't rock with Jokic like that, but he not on my top. You feel me? Like I'm gonna put Embiid over him.
Okay, so
that's just me.
So real quick, so the MVP race, I need the NBA to release a public statement
on how they come
on how they're voting on MVP. Is it the best record? Is it the scoring? Who has the number 1 scoring? What is it?
It's all how I feel. It's all how I feel when I step up to that board.
Because they pick every year. Like they're like the coaches and the players are voting.
Right.
The coaches, the players, and the analysts are voting.
Right.
So it's like, what I want to know is, are we going on the individual stat line? Are we going off of the team record? Are we going, like, what are we going off of? Now that we're adding the plus and minus on the floor, what are we going off of?
Right.
Because every year it's unclear, and then we have these debates where people are like,
should have won it. LeBron should be getting everything.
Yeah, because I mean, him being my favorite player, I'm gonna tell you the triple double thing. He averaged damn near triple double the entire season.
Respect. Can't argue against that.
But I understand Joel Embiid.
Averaging 30.
He was the number 1 scorer.
Yeah.
So I get it, but I also want understanding. Like I want to know. Like, so do you feel okay? So speaking on Joel Embiid real quick, getting the MVP. Do you think he lived up to his MVP in the postseason?
What's crazy is the years that I thought his best chance to get it And it's interesting why he didn't get it. His best chance to get it was when that nigga Kawhi hit that little jumper and the nigga was sitting down like this and that motherfucker was doop, 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 doop. That was his best chance. Cause
He became a meme that year, but continue.
you see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
Philly wins that series, they go to the finals, right?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So now that's a couple years. That's before the pandemic.
Right.
So now you come into the next season, you know, Lord knows what happened. They go into the bubble. It's a different situation. You feel me?
Man.
Like your mind different because you done already made that run. I done already been to the finals.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not saying that you will get back, but you've already made that run, so you kind of have a certain mindset of what needs to be done to get back to that point. I think losing it on that shot,
Yeah.
like it really broke it because it's like, all right, because think Kawhi went crazy that year. He was really one and done.
Yeah.
Came to Toronto, got a chip, said deuces, I'm out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just blew a whole load on the East. Like, all right, y'all, I'm here. All right, y'all, I'm going. Y'all have a good one. Have fun with Giannis and the rest of these folks.
Yeah.
Because has the East won since that year? No.
Bucks.
Toronto won it.
Bucks.
Then the Bucks won. No, Toronto won it. Then the Lakers won it. Then the Bucks won it. Then
There's a GSW one in there somewhere.
that was last year.
Yeah.
And then now you got, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we went Toronto. That's the last team that won on the East.
Yeah.
And that was, let's keep it a buck. That was a fluke year. You had Kawhi, bro.
Yeah.
Kawhi. They still had a somewhat reliable Danny Green. Like that squad was kind of Fred VanVleet. You still got my guy that came out of New Mexico. 6'8". I can't think of his name right now. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Dark skin. I just can't think of his name right now. Just put it in the comment section. Y'all know who we talking about, bro.
Yeah.
But they still had Serge Ibaka.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they had
He was semi-Serge Ibaka.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They had pieces like motherfuckers that knew like, all right, bro, I'm gonna give you this 5 minutes, but I'm gonna give you a solid 5 minutes.
Right. I feel like with Joel Embiid, in his defense this year, in the postseason, he had some injury. What was it? The
leg.
Yeah.
His knee.
So like, I respect
carrying the team all season.
I respect. But I'm not gonna say he carried the team because
okay.
James Harden.
Yeah.
James
I
Harden
James.
carried
I forgot James, bro.
Nobody talked about this, but you get this information here on Black Men Can't Jump podcast. James Harden damn near averaged a quiet triple-double, and nobody said it. He didn't even make the All-Star game this year. What type of asshole shit is that? But I have, especially in today's game, I have respect for any player that plays through injuries. Because nobody wants to do it anymore. And that, like, if you have just that little bit of heart, you guys can
21, 10, and 6 in 58 games.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
But no, and he didn't make the All-Star game for that. Those are nuts stats.
I want to see his shooting percentage. Let's see what it is. He probably shot something nice. 6'5", 220, 21 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists. Field goal percentage 44%. That's not bad at all.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's not bad at all.
So
he didn't make the All-Star game this year?
He did not. So with Joel Embiid, man, they pushed this whole narrative of the process. Ben Simmons, fluke.
Stop.
On a side note, I just feel like he has a mental block, and I'm just hoping that one day, like, it's like...
Hey, Ben, come on the podcast.
I feel like it's like The Matrix.
Come on the podcast.
You remember in The Matrix when Neo was like...
Report.
When he first, like, when they first gave him the pill, and then,
red or blue.
And then, like... When he was like training and he knew, like, he's like, I want to, that's the exact scene. He's like, I know Kung Fu. I just feel like he has a mental block. Because you remember like the training scene with Lawrence Fishburne where they're fighting and he's like, you think that's air you breathe in? Like Like, you just
There's
gotta
some type of block.
like, I don't know what the block is. I don't even, truth be told, Ben Simmons, I don't care that you can't shoot a 3-point shot. It's not necessary.
It is necessary.
Not for him. You can guard. Look. Defense alone, he can guard all 5 positions.
I'm not arguing that point. Continue.
So that makes him valuable off the dribble, that he can guard all 5 positions.
I agree with you wholeheartedly, but
then you're 6'8", and you
6'10".
can. My apologies.
6'9",
6'9", 6'10".
Yeah.
You can pass the ball effectively. I just need you to have a little dog in you and attack the basket. When you're scared, like you act scary to everybody else, but you'll boss up to Giannis. If you can boss up to Giannis, you should. There should be nothing in the league that you're afraid of.
If you can boss up to Giannis, how come you didn't dunk on? I'll be quiet.
On Trey, exactly, because there's a mental block.
No comment.
There's a mental block, and I'm one to talk on mental blocks because sometimes I just live in my own head. But once I get out of my own head, I'm halfway decent.
Just to add a little something for the notes, James Harden career stats: 24 points a game, 1.5 steals, 7 assists, 5.6 rebounds, 86% from free throw line, 44% from the field in 1,000 games.
Solid.
It's not bad.
You get a golf clap from me also. My thing though, to tie this all together, is like Joel Embiid getting an MVP. I'll take it because in terms of you were the force behind most of the W's for the Sixers.
Right.
The postseason you played through injury. I feel like Joel Embiid is top 3 centers in the league. I feel like the process is finally over. They're talking about him going to the Knicks.
Who?
Joel.
Okay, that just cancels the question I was getting ready to ask. Never mind.
I feel like we're not gonna this year people can't this upcoming season nobody can say who's better. It's Joker.
Random question. Who has better backups? Jokic or Embiid?
The Sixers have too many guards. I'm going to say that first. You guys have James Harden. Sixers fan, not you specifically.
Yeah, I got you.
James Harden, Tyrese Maxey.
No. I'm talking about their bigs. Like, Jokic has Thomas Bryant and DeAndre Jordan back him up.
Right.
Joel Embiid has Montrezl Harrell and Dwayne Dedmon backing him up. How are you supposed to get better in practice? No offense.
Montrezl Harrell.
He dogging them niggas in practice every day. You know this.
Hold on.
Bruh.
Montrezl Harrell and DeAndre Jordan are the same person. It's the Spider-Man meme. For me, anyway. With those two. So I feel like those two cancel each other out.
Thomas Bryant and Dwayne Dedmon. Damn near the same.
Thomas Bryant is younger and has a few more tricks in the bag.
Right.
But Dedmon is a clamp in terms of defense. So
Philly? Joel has a better supporting cast?
Truth be told, Montrez saw more minutes than DeAndre. So, like, DeAndre Jordan didn't see that many minutes because Joker was, they play him the full 40. So, I mean, like, not to say that Joel doesn't play a full 40 most of the time, but
okay. As a Laker fan, I'm getting irritated with all this Denver talk. So can we talk about another team, please?
Jamal Murray.
Can we talk about okay? Jamal Murray. Hey, shout out my player. You know what I'm saying, Stephen Carter. I told the young fella, if you get your game right, you can't be as tall as Jamal Murray, but you can play like Jamal Murray.
Okay. So Jamal Murray, is he underrated or is he underappreciated?
Underappreciated because he's Canadian.
I like the narrative. I like the narrative of Jamal, the bubble year where he's going ham. You know, he fucked up his knee. People thought it was done. I think that I thought it was dope that it came full circle.
Right.
I think now that he has, because he was averaging a double a whole postseason. He was giving you a 30-piece and 10 assists with five to six rebounds. I think we don't put Jamal Murray in, well, purely because he won the championship, he's the best point guard this year. But in the grand scheme of things, I think we acknowledge him as top 5 point guards this year.
Is he okay? So I feel like is he ain't no point guard though.
He is
They
point
got
guard.
this nigga as a point.
He's your point guard. That's a tall team, bro.
So I'm short then. Cause I seen
NBA
Cuz in real
short.
life. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, NBA, you're a point guard. Yeah.
Top 5.
Yeah. You
As
have
of
to
right
put,
now.
You have to put him top 5. You have to.
20 points a game,
Yeah.
4 rebounds, 6 assists, 45 from the field.
That's the regular season. Yeah.
You talking about playoffs?
Yeah, I'm talking for the playoffs. He averaged 30 and 10.
He did go crazy. He up this shit.
I think now that he's won a championship, we have to acknowledge the skill set. I just found out that Marcus Smart, completely random, is 27th in point guard ranking in the league. That's terrible. That is god awful.
He's not a real point guard like that though. He just plays a position. Funny fact, you talking about that? I seen a clip from, it must have been 20, when did he get drafted? 2016. So this month probably was 2015, 2014. Like those Nike camps when the youth would be like USA versus the world.
Yeah.
Jokic and Jamal's on the same squad. And that pick and roll that they do, like they did that in the game. Jokic missed a shot, but it was like that was like the first.
So you know
glimpse.
what's crazy is that I feel like I jumped on the Jokic bandwagon before the world. Because I remember his sophomore year when they changed the rookie and sophomore game to USA versus the world.
Right.
I remember the exact moment I became a fan because I was watching him throw these crazy ass passes in that game. And I said, who is this white man? And then that's what caught my attention. But what's nuts is that he was playing with Gallinari, Kenneth Faried. He was third string for Kenneth Faried, Danilo Gallinari, Denver back then. And I didn't even pay attention to him.
Facts.
That's what's crazy to me.
He was throwing lobs to Fareed.
That's what's crazy to me is that, like,
You been around that long?
yeah, and I looked them off, but like,
Coaching,
yeah,
playing style,
I feel like
who has the ball?
I feel like Jamal Murray is a bucket from 15. He makes smart shots. That's the thing that I like about Jamal Murray is that, like, he's not. There's a lot of point guards in the league that, like, their game's not flamboyant, but they do what they need to do. Malcolm Brogdon being one of those for me. Jamal Murray, DeJounte, Jamal. So I feel like, just to run past this, Jamal Murray is underappreciated, and we will stop underrating him. Moving forward, the Heat.
The Heatles.
What do the Heat need to get over the hump?
Everything.
So it's funny you say that because the team is undersized.
Everything.
You guys have Bam running point, and
Bro, I remember when he used to
there's this. Go ahead.
What's the nigga name? He was 7-footer. They had.
7-footer?
Yeah, he was a footer. He was slow. Came out of Marshall. He got drafted by the Kings. They picked him up a little later. Hassan Whiteside.
Oh,
Hassan Whiteside.
oh,
bro.
hold the jazz.
Yes.
So okay, so back to the Heat. There's this running trend in the league where you guys want to play, where everybody wants to play run and gun because Dan and Tony started it with the Suns. The Suns adopted it. I mean, the Warriors adopted that from the Suns. So now everybody plays run and gun. It's how many shots you can put up as opposed to slowing the ball down, playing defense. So with that being said, the center position has gotten smaller because they want more athletic big men to be able to run it up and down the court. Bam Adebayo is dope, but he's undersized. So that's where a lot of the problems come in when you guys play taller teams like Milwaukee. The problem that he had with Joker, because Joker can just look over him. So I agree with you saying that they need everything. I feel like Jimmy puts in work, and then like we put him on this pedestal. All the memes come out of him being Michael Jordan's son.
Oh my God! Stop. They're not related. That's why that's why Jordan sold the team. He said, "I'm tired of hearing this shit. I gotta get my B so I can leave this place."
Yeah, him being related to Michael Jordan. He patented Himothy instead of Jimmy Butler. Himothy Butler. He patented that days prior. I think Jimmy Butler is a phenomenal player. I think he's a phenomenal force in the locker room.
Phenomenal marketing.
But at the same time, Jimmy can only take people so far, and I feel like he needs help. And we push this glory narrative for Gabe Vincent and Caleb Martin. I love the story that they were both undrafted. I love it, and they actually got to this point.
Don't forget the other shooters. Oh, you got Duncan Robinson.
Oh, so let me tell you.
You got Max Strus.
Oh man, Max Strus is actually a good story. I actually liked that the Celtics released him, and then he bust their ass.
Sent their ass.
Amazing. That was shout out to Max Strus for that.
Slime.
But Duncan Robinson this season, I feel like all regular season, you should be ashamed of yourself that you let these no names, respectfully, not talking bad about them, because on their side, it's dope that you as a no name took somebody's starting position. But Duncan Robinson personally should have felt offended and should have kicked that shit in the fifth gear and got his starting position back. But instead,
he wanted to close out the rest of the season.
He wanted to. I ain't gonna lie, he was slashing his ass off in the playoffs, cutting to the basket. But that ain't enough. And I personally don't like Kyle Lowry. I couldn't tell you why I don't like Kyle Lowry. I just don't like Kyle Lowry. But Kyle Lowry was getting buckets.
Is it because he's from Philly?
I just don't like Kyle Lowry. I don't know why. I can't. One day I'll figure it out why I don't like Kyle Lowry, but I just don't like Kyle Lowry. But he was getting buckets. There was one play in the playoffs where he literally looked at, it wasn't Jamal Murray. It might have been Contavious Caldwell-Pope from the wing, and he just pulled up in his face and was like, I got to get money because I know we going home and I need to look good for free agency. So, but yeah, just to tie that all in, they need a real center. They need
some centers.
I
got the list up right here. Let me give you 5 centers that are unrestricted free agents.
Okay.
Brook Lopez, Nikola Vucevic,
okay,
Jakob
Poeltl,
Christian Wood, Mason Plumlee.
Okay, let me tell you about Brook Lopez. Brook Lopez is probably absolutely
15 years
top 10 center in the league, a champion. He can shoot, he can rebound, he blocks like a dream. He would do good in a Heat uniform, but the problem is that's a big ticket. I don't think they want to pay him.
$13 million.
Yeah, they don't want to pay him. Nikola Vucevic, I also think my man can shoot. He is a decent defender, and he also could be good for the Heat.
I don't know, bro.
Jakob Poeltl, I can't remember if he's in a Raptors uniform or San Antonio uniform. He is Raptors. Look at me. I know things sometimes. Jakob Poeltl is a cheap ticket.
Oh, how cheap you talking?
He cheaper than the first two.
Hot. Now here's what's crazy. Nikola is making more than Brook Lopez. Approximately.
You want to know why that is? Because he was the man in Orlando. They didn't have nobody else.
Okay, so that's what they get.
After Aaron Gordon left, he was dolo.
It was him. Okay.
Yeah, so they had to pay him to stay. So that's why he got that bigger ticket. I'm sure. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm going with. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Jakob Poeltl, I ain't gonna lie, Ja Morant baptized him more times than the Pope baptizes babies this year. But I wouldn't want him for the Heat, but if you had a Jakob Poeltl, you could move Bam to where he belongs at the 4.
Christian Wood.
Christian Wood, shout out to UNLV. I see you. He came from UNLV. That's my guy.
Wood.
He's a little injury prone, but I like Christian Wood. Pause, because I feel like every time you say Christian Wood, you have to say pause. But he can shoot. He can put the ball on the floor. He would actually, between everybody that we've talked about up until this point, would probably be the best available option for the Heat.
Christian Wood.
Yeah. And working out with Jimmy could get him right.
Right, yeah.
Mason Plumlee is the white DeAndre Jordan and Montrezl Harrell. He's there for pick and rolls and to get rebounds. And every now and then he does one fancy pass, and I go, look at Mason. He's better than his brother. Also, I believe a cheap ticket. Once again, he no.
Oh, he getting 8. He made 8.2. Not bad. But he living in Cali. 8.2 getting sucked up quick by them taxes, man.
Right. But you break that down to 3 years. They can stretch that out. That's a cheap ticket.
Yeah, bro.
Nas Reed is.
I'm not reading the rest of this list, bro. You
don't like Nas Reed?
Nas Reed, Dwight Powell, Thomas Bryant.
Dwight Powell got a gun.
Andre Drummond,
I don't know when he fell off or where he fell off.
I'm gonna tell you when he fell off. When he played for the Lakers.
But he used to have it. But
he's still an elite rebounder, but he doesn't do a whole lot else.
Yeah.
His finishing is okay, and his defense is passable as a backup. And
I just remember the beginning of the season, he was doing this celebration, and I don't know why. It was like a violin or something, but anywho, I think so. The word on the street with the Heat is that Dame had a video and he was like, destinations I would like to go, and everybody was like, you would go to the Heat.
Right. I'm
gonna be honest. Dame is a massive ticket, and I wouldn't give up Tyler Hero for him. Not to say that Dame is not beyond better than Tyler Hero, but I'm saying Tyler Hero 6'6". He averaged 25 and 5. 20 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists.
Is he a free agent now?
No, but that's what they're talking about giving up for Dame. They're only doing it because he has value. But I'm just saying, like, Tyler Hero, chemistry with Jimmy Bucket, like they're friends. They click on the court. Tyler Hero got a gun. It's not a Damian Lillard gun, but it is a decent gun.
He got a little BB.
He can dribble. He got he one of the coldest white boys in the league. Let's be honest.
We might have a list about that too. Coldest white boys in the league. Leave them in the comments.
But Dame and Kyle Lowry, are we serious? Like,
talking about Trey.
If I had to give up some shit, I'm giving up. I'd give up most of the team just to keep Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero, Bam, and Jimmy. Everybody else is available. Everybody love giving up picks. Give up some picks. People not the only team that really care about picks are San Antonio
and Oklahoma.
And Those are the only teams that really are like, you know what? We will take these L's and pay attention to these picks. Because some people, because I swear to God, in the last 5 years, y'all been throwing picks like Skittles. You get a pick. You get a pick. You get a pick. Well, let's all talk about beginning of this year how y'all gave a Frenchman y'all traded 9 players for COVID
for once
27. The guy that put everybody in the bubble. Y'all gave up 9 players
for that cat.
For this man. So the Heat can throw some fucking picks to go get Dame.
I don't think they have any picks, bro, because this is everybody.
Oh, y'all threw away all y'all picks like candy the previous year? Just threw them all in the pinata?
Well, these are everybody that's Kevin Love, Victor Oladipo, Udonis Haslem.
Respectfully, Victor Oladipo can go, but I know he got a cheap ticket right now.
9.1, he gonna stay. It's a player option too. Everybody else is unrestricted.
Give them away.
Cody Zeller.
Give them away, give them away, give them away.
Max
give them away, give them away, give them away now. Hey, Cody Zeller, that was a sleeper.
Cody.
He actually was cool. He was actually cool.
Gabe.
Believe it or not, Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, and Caleb Martin have all, respectfully, they've all established a little value for themselves
Caleb
this
ain't
year.
Going nowhere, bro. He signed.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
He
was okay. I was betting unders for him, but he cool. But yeah, what do you think?
I mean, Miami.
Does Dame get them over the hump?
But my thing is, I'm looking at the roster. What are you gonna go to? If you're Dame Lillard and you're like, send me to Miami, you're gonna go play with Jimmy and Spo?
I guess they're saying that he's the first option. He would go to himself. I think it's just
isn't that what he already does in Portland? So you want to leave?
That's a great.
You just want to leave.
How did I not think that?
You just changing weather. That's all you want to change weather. Which I'm not against.
Sounds like.
You feel me?
Sounds like. Wow. I didn't even think of that. Wow.
This is why it's the Black Man Can't Jump podcast.
Wow.
We talk basketball,
the
music,
homie really
talking about culture.
Yeah, like you. Wow. Like, yeah.
Oh, would you leave?
Just Portland?
You gonna leave Anthony Simmons, the young kid that came out of Vegas that got dummy bounce.
Scoot?
No, not Scoot. He already there.
Yeah.
No,
they're talking about trading.
I know
his pick.
No, I'm talking about dude that's already in Portland that got hella bounce.
Oh, Shaedon Sharpe.
Yes, you already got him. You got Simmons. You got Grant. So you gonna lead that?
I ain't gonna lie. When Jeremy Grant went over to Portland, I thought y'all were gonna do a lot more.
Did they forget he played in Detroit?
I'm disappointed.
Jeremy
did his part, but he started getting injured and shit.
It's stuff in the water in there.
It's
stuff in the water in Portland.
I don't know. I really like Jeremy Grant, but I know Jeremy feels stupid. Like when he like Denver really, he was like, I want a bigger role, and then they were like,
show us.
He was like, I want to be the man, and then like he saw the check from the Pistons, and then Denver matched you. They were like, nah, fam, stay here.
He said, no.
And then he left, and then they got.
Why he left though, right?
Why?
I think isn't the dude that used to play for Pistons, he's a GM or something like that? Not Isaiah Thomas, other cat, Joe Dumars. You know, hey, nigga got back there. He said, "Hey, look at here, young fella. You want to be down there in Denver, or you want to come to this town, get your bag? We got good taxes. We get you a good car. We get you a good dealership deal." You know what I'm saying?
Next episode, we're going to talk about the Pistons. I actually think the Pistons going to do some shit.
I said that last year, and I remember I took an L that way. Big time. Big time.
We'll talk about it. But Jeremy Grant.
Jeremy?
Yeah.
Leave Jeremy alone.
Hey,
can I ask one question? I think everybody want to constantly know. What we going to do with Ja, man? I already know what Zion ain't got no legs because he knocking out all these hoes. You feel me? That's why he ain't got no legs. Oh. I'm just saying, in a precursor, that's why Zion ain't got no legs, because he been knocking out these hoes. We're going to talk about that another day. Free agency?
We could talk about White Man Can't Jump.
Oh, that. Okay. Give me a time machine. I'm hopping in that thing. I'm painting myself whiteface. I'm purchasing a ticket to go see the Malice in the Palace. I'm getting a big 40-ounce beer, and I'm tossing that shit at Ron Artest. I'd rather do that than watch White Man Can't Jump again.
Let me tell you something.
Shout out Vince Staples. Other than that, Hulu, give us the money you use for that, and we can create a whole different situation.
Let me tell you about, first off,
Malice in the Palace.
First off, White Man Can't Jump is one of my favorite basketball films for a plethora of reasons. But what that fucking reboot, everything in the world, everything under the sun was wrong with that movie. Let's start with Jack Harlow.
I'll tell you, there's two things that was good about the movie. Vince Staples and my man, my twin, Iman Shumpert wife. That's it.
Shout out to Tatiana.
That's it. Yeah, Miss Taylor, Miss Shumpert. That's it.
Everything
Vince
under the
Staples,
sun was wrong with that movie. When they announced that Jack Harlow was the leading Billy Hoyle, he's not Billy. I'm so fucking glad that they didn't.
The same names.
Woo! I would have fucking.
I think, hey.
I would have wrote a fucking letter.
You know what? I want to.
I'd have got my
Hey,
Karen
can we get on the line with that nigga, Wesley? Cause I want to hear what Wesley got to say about the film. Cause I know he feels some type of way.
I just feel like you guys tried to make Jack Harlow the comic relief. Mm-hmm. You guys invested in the jokes, and y'all forgot that it was a basketball movie. The basketball in the movie was atrocious. You gave me a story that I didn't care about. You literally made a white man that can't jump.
He dunked in the movie too?
Nah, he had bum knees.
He really had bum knees.
Yeah, they
they
made it too literal. Yeah,
he was trying to win the money
so that he could
get surgery, so he can go try out.
He wasn't even trying to get surgery. He was trying to get the fucking baby fetuses in his legs. And I'm like, bruh, you guys made this too literal. Like,
wait. You talking about stem cells?
Yes. That movie was awful. And then you guys put the fucking 50 Cent son from Power and as fucking what
D-Wade. D-Wade.
And then he lost some weight and he looks like D-Wade.
No, he look like D-Wade.
I'm weak.
He's B-Wade. He's not D-Wade.
That shit is just awful. But you know what? I just want to hear all the slander in the comments.
For real.
Black Man Can't Jump podcast, music, culture. It's just us monetizing the politics.
Rewind. Black Man Can't Jump. Basketball. Music.
Basketball. Yeah. You sick fucks. Hulu. Basketball. Hulu.
Hulu pay for live sports? Yeah. And pay for this too. Hey, once again, you heard what the man said. It's at Fly Kid Nick, at For Reals, Black Man Can't Jump podcast. You know the vibes. Do 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 do.